All right, if you're a dog owner in or around Alexander, Arkansas, you already know that having a well-behaved dog makes life, well, just better for everyone. So let's talk about exactly how to find the right professional trainer to help you and your pup get there.
Yeah, I get it. Picking the right person to help you and your dog can feel like a really big deal, maybe even a little stressful. But it doesn't have to be. We're going to make this super simple for you and give you a clear path so you can feel totally confident in your decision. Okay, so first things first, before we even start looking at specific trainers, we need to be on the same page about what good, effective dog training actually is. This is the foundation for everything, so it's the most important place to start.
The number one thing you want to look for is something called positive reinforcement. And honestly, it's as simple as it sounds. It just means you reward your dog for the things they do right, with a tasty treat, some happy praise, or their favorite toy. The best part is, this isn't just about teaching sit or stay. It's about building an amazing bond of trust and making your dog actually want to learn.
This slide pretty much sums it all up. You've got two columns here, and your goal is to find a trainer who lives and breathes everything in that left column. We're talking reward-based, confidence building, and teaching your dog what you want them to do. Anything on that right side, using fear, intimidation, or pain with things like shock or prong collars, those are huge red flags. That old school stuff can actually create more problems and really break the trust you have with your dog. So always aim for the approach on the left. Okay, so now that you know you're looking for that positive approach, what's next? Well, now we figure out what kind of training program is the right fit for your dog, your specific goals, and, your actual life. Group classes are a really popular choice, and for good reason. They're fantastic for helping your dog learn to focus when there are other dogs and people around. They're usually a more budget-friendly option, and they're perfect for getting your dog ready for real-world situations, like taking a trip into a busier part of the Little Rock Metro. Now, private lessons, this is where you get that personalized one-on-one attention. If the problems you're having are happening right there in your house, like, say, jumping on guests or grabbing food off the counter, this is probably your best bet. The trainer comes to you and helps you solve the problem right where it happens. And then there's board and train. You can think of this like an immersive boot camp for your dog. They go and live with a trainer for a little while for some really intensive learning. It's a great option if you're short on time or if you need to build a really solid foundation of new skills pretty quickly. The trainer does the heavy lifting, and then they teach you how to keep all that great progress going when your dog comes home. All right, so you've got your philosophy down and you have an idea of the format you want. Now for the really important part, how to check out a specific trainer to make sure they're the real deal. It really comes down to looking at their qualifications and asking some key questions. Now here in Arkansas, there's no state license required to be a dog trainer. Literally anyone can say they are one. That's why these certifications are so helpful. Seeing acronyms like CPDT-KA or KPA-CTP tells you that this person has put in the work. They've passed rigorous exams, they follow a code of ethics, and they're committed to staying up to date on the best and most humane methods. This should be the very first thing you ask, straight up. And you're listening for an answer that sounds exactly like what we talked about before. You want to hear words like positive reinforcement, rewards, treats, and praise. If they start talking about force or using equipment like shock or prong collars, you know they're not the right fit for you. A great trainer knows that every dog and every family is different. So ask them how they're going to tailor their plan specifically for you. A good trainer will ask questions about your daily routine and your goals for your dog, whether that's just having peaceful walks around the neighborhood or bigger adventures. This one is so important, especially if you're dealing with a more complex issue like severe anxiety or aggression. Sometimes a medical issue can be the root cause of a behavior problem. A true professional knows this and sees your vet as a valuable partner. Their willingness to collaborate is a really good sign. Okay, let's zoom in and talk about some specifics for those of you right here in Alexander and Saline County. Knowing the local scene will help you budget and be a responsible part of the community. This chart should give you a pretty solid ballpark for what to expect cost-wise. As you can see, the price can vary quite a bit depending on the service. One thing to keep in mind is that many of the trainers who serve Alexander are based in Little Rock, so it's always a good idea to ask if there are any travel fees on top of these rates. Being a great dog owner is also about being a great neighbor, right? And that starts with knowing the local rules. The big one is the statewide leash law. Your dog needs to be on a leash in public areas. Also, make sure that rabies vaccination is up to date and that the tag is actually on their collar. And here in Saline County, it's good to know that excessive barking can be considered a nuisance, which is something good training can definitely help with. Training doesn't stop in your living room. You got to take those new skills out into the real world. We've got some great local spots to do just that. Burns Park in North Little Rock is fantastic for working on recall and other off-leash skills in a safe, fenced area. For on-leash practice, the trails at Two Rivers Park or Pinnacle Mountain are perfect for teaching your dog to stay focused around other people and all the distractions of nature.
Whew, okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's bring it all home and put it together into a simple, clear plan that will help you pick the perfect trainer for you and your dog.
Here's your roadmap. It really just comes down to these 4 steps. First, decide what you want to achieve. What are your goals? Second, look into the different formats we talked about and see what fits your needs. Third, vet your top choices by asking them those essential questions. If you follow these steps, you'll be able to make that final choice with total confidence.
And that's really what this is all about. This whole process is about so much more than just teaching commands. It's about improving your quality of life together. Finding the right training partner sets you both up for success and a much more peaceful, enjoyable relationship.
Just imagine that feeling. Taking calm, relaxing walks through your Alexander neighborhood, running errands in Little Rock without any stress, and being able to have friends come over to your house without all the chaos. That right there is the real reward. You've got all the information you need to find the perfect partner to help you get there.